when I was being trained as a chaplain at St. John's Hospital in Far Rockaway, I took with me in my pockets every day a prayer that was written, I believe, but certainly made popular by Father Michael Judge. Now, if you've never heard of Father Michael Judge, let me tell you a little bit about him. He was a Roman Catholic priest and well known for his acts of kindness. He was the chaplain of the New York City Fire Department. He was known to carry with him single-dollar bills to give out to people in need. He would show up when a fireman was hurt. He would support the family when they were in crisis. He was one of the first priests, first clergy known to support and be there for people who had tested HIV positive in the 80s. And he was there at 9/11. But I want to tell you about the prayer that he carried with him and that I carried too when I was a chaplain. The prayer said, "Lord, take me where you want me to go. Let me meet who you want me to meet. Tell me what you want me to say and keep me out of your way. Keep me out of your way." It was important to me to have that prayer because when I went to visit patients in their rooms, I did not know who I was going to meet often. I did not know what story they were going to tell. I did not know how I would react to the stories of their lives, what prejudgment, what agenda, what baggage I was carrying when I ministered to someone. And so this prayer reminded me that I am not alone in that room. Jesus was with me. And so what I said, what I did, was being heard, observed, and God's willing, influenced by the fact that Jesus was present. When I hear in Matthew's Gospel Jesus' words, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered," it reminds me very much that there is nowhere that we go that Jesus is not present. And that is absolutely scary. It is absolutely scary because we have to think that every conversation, every interaction, whether it is one-on-one, whether it is in a committee meeting, the mice makers, a prayer group, a Bible study, a vestry meeting, if we meet at the table at coffee hour, if we meet at our cars as we pull out of the parking lot, Jesus is there and listening in on our conversation. How scary is that? What we say, what we do is being observed by the God of love himself. And I would say that the question is not so much what would Jesus do, that's important, but what is Jesus thinking about what we are doing? That is what we need to ask ourselves. And Jesus, in his, what he told the disciples in this reading, seems to understand that when we are in community, no matter how small, husband and wife, a church Sunday school class, or family at home, or classroom, at the table, in the cafeteria, when we are in community, Jesus knows we're not always going to be in agreement. We are so different. It is the beauty of God's creation. There is diversity, not only in the way we look, but in the way we think, in the way we come about and do things. There's going to be diversity, and because of that, there is going to be disagreement. And some time ago, and even for some denominations now, they took what Jesus said about how do we reconcile. Oh, first you talk to that person, put them aside, talk to them privately. If they don't listen, gather a couple of friends and go find them and talk a little more. If they don't listen, bring the whole church on top of these people. But I think we miss what Jesus is saying when he says, if that doesn't work, treat them like a Gentile or tax collector, because some communities thought that means throw them out. But I ask you, how did Jesus treat the tax collectors and the Gentiles? Jesus was always reaching out with love, reaching out to reconcile differences. That is what we are called to do. When we get together and we begin talking, even when we're ministering to each other and Jesus is there, we have to remember the hard work ahead of us is the work of reconciliation, the work of forgiveness, the work of shining with Jesus' love, so that the Jesus who is there listening is a Jesus who is shining out from your interaction and your being present in that community. So let's remember the words of Father Michael Judge. Lord, take me where you want me to go. Let me meet who you want me to meet. Tell me what you want me to say, and then keep me out of your way. Amen.
Amen.